Hello and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. What you're seeing is me selecting my grab and go kit from my scrap room kits. And initially I could see the collection that I was trying to pull out and I thought, nope, that's not how it's supposed to be. I'm not supposed to see it. So then I flipped everything back and then I selected by random this kit by Fancy Pants. I'm showing you the papers that are in the kit, and I decided to do a voiceover because of the interruptions that happened during the video. It was just too chaotic, and so um, this is how we're going to do it. If you're not familiar with the scrap room, they provide in the flavors of the month selection, you get 4 pieces of collections that are new to the market, and you get 2 pieces of cardstock and a small sampling of embellishments. Now, I get the paper add-on as well, the pattern paper add-on. So I get an additional 2 sheets of pattern paper with my flavors of the month. I love, love, love this subscription kit. So I'm showing you that I'm using a Page Maps 2-page layout sketch, and I'm selecting the papers that I want to use in that design. I just have to kind of interpret what this sketch is because they don't use measurements, and I've scrapbooked for over 2 decades, so I do a fairly decent job of guessing. I'm going to cut this paper in half. That is going to be what spans the 2 pages. I'm also going to cut down this teal paper. This is my, of this kit, it is my absolute favorite pattern. And I'm cutting it down so that I can use it on the right side, following the sketch once again. And then I'm going to use this lace paper to also span. Now it spans in a smaller, so the cuts are a little different so that it spans just a little more to the left than it does on the right. And then that dark teal paper takes up the rest of the space. While I'm adhering these papers down, I notice that my white paper, either it's not square or I'm not sure what's going on. I tried to line it up, made sure I cut it down to 12 inches so that I would have straight edges. I flipped it. Uh, it just, it was not lining up correctly. I was still, even though I was matching up the corner and at the top, I could see white on the side. So you see me flipping it here. I'm trying to figure out why it's not lining up correctly. And then I pull the paper back up, and it's frustrating that it's not. So then I decided to compensate and go from the bottom, line the bottom corner and that edge, and kind of scoot it over to the right a little bit, and then I'll just trim it once I'm all finished with creating this layout. I don't know. It could definitely be user error because that is uh I'm not a perfect person, that's for certain. But this is when I realized I need to trim down this paper. And I'm trimming it to about, excuse me, 4.5 inches to go on the right side. And you're seeing me align these papers. And at this point in time, I'm still debating, what photos that I want to use with this layout. I'm looking at how many photos that the layout calls for, and it's a lot. But the photos that I ended up selecting they're all horizontal. So I knew that they would take up more space horizontally than if they were vertical photos. And I needed to do some adjustments to kind of compensate for that orientation. I did end up having one vertical photo that I wanted to use. And on these 2 pages, I got 5 photos. And I'm happy about that. So this is an event the boys and I went to way back in 2015 in Big Spring Park in Huntsville, Alabama. I think they still do it. They called it Music in the Park, I believe was what they termed it, something like that. And all summer long, they had headliners that would come and perform, and it's a free event. You just bring your lawn chairs and some snacks maybe, and just enjoy being out in the open air, listening to great music. We thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a long drive. And after working all day, because this was a Monday night, after working all day, uh, making the drive and then uh, staying there for a few hours listening to music, it was a wonderful experience. It was just that it was, after working all day, so we didn't do it except for this one time, and even though we loved the experience. The photo that I'm putting down now is my little one. He's not little anymore, but he was going up and buying a CD from Unknown Lyrics, and got them to sign it. Like I said, we thoroughly enjoyed listening to them perform. After Unknown Lyrics performed, another band performed. Some uh, they did a lot of my brain just went blank. Covers. They did a lot of cover songs, and they were good as well. Like I said, I think I've said this at least 3 times now. We thoroughly enjoyed the evening. It was a lot of fun. So now I'm playing with putting my embellishments down and trying to make them not look unbalanced. That leaf, that portion there, it was too big to go down at the bottom, and I just decided to put it at the top with where my title is going to go. I'm trying my best not to get too literal with my embellishments, although that I'm a literal brained person, and it's hard to fight that sometimes, but I'm making it through it. I'm just making the clusters look the way that is pleasing to my eye, and I am putting down the enamel dots that I'm trying to balance maybe the color selection in each cluster so that you're able to see them so that so they're a little more prominent. I'm still fiddling with embellishments, and then I'm going to decide not to use those small little flowers, and I'm thinking about what else I want to use. I have this roll of washi stickers from 49 and Market, and I decided to add some butterflies because we have floral elements here, and we're outside. It's in nature. I decided to add those butterflies, and I like what it adds to the page. I'm not sure where these chipboard stickers are from, but I used that as part of my title. And then I'm using these puffy alphas to create my title in the park. And if you've used these are from Freckled Fawn, but if you've used puffy letters before, they don't adhere very well. So after this video is over and I'm cleaning up, I definitely spend some time adding glue back to the back of every single letter because I didn't want them to end up falling to the bottom of my page protector when I get them in the album. These are layouts that I know for a fact my boys are going to want to keep. So I want everything to stay in place, and I'm mindful about that. These are the things I pay attention to when I'm creating layouts. If it's for the boys and I know that they're going to want to keep them, I make sure that everything stays in place and is adhered well, that I use good quality products, and that is part of my process. Now, if I'm making a layout that's just for me and it's just for the purpose of creating and for my mental health, then you know what? I'm not so careful. And I probably use products that are not acid free. So that's how I kind of balance uh, the creative process. I'm showing you some close-ups of the layouts, and we are going to come to an end. Thank you so much for joining me. Come back and we'll chat again soon. Bye-bye.